What's up, everybody? We're live. Took me a minute. I didn't see the time, and I was replying on X something. I think we're gonna do a second quarter here in a little bit. Um, I think we are about to see the first quarter stuff pop up, possibly. The reason I say that, I just got my stimulus for the first quarter stuff. So let me go look and see if that is alive. So yeah, I got my advance money literally five to 10 minutes ago for the first quarter. So I'm assuming the pods will be out sometime during this stream. So let's hope for that. I'm curious to see the pods that I got. Hopefully we can reveal that during the pod or during the broadcast. But while we are here, we're gonna do a second quarter, and we're gonna enter in 10 seconds. Also, for those who do not know, drafters right now is they're giving away free tickets to an NBA slate. I don't know anything about NBA slates, but all you got to do is go to X, follow Drafters Fantasy, repost their tweet, give them your name, all that stuff. If you're following me, you probably just seen me repost it. Just do what it says, and you will be entered into a drawing. Last time, Hartman ended up winning a ticket, so that was good for him. All right, so this contest, go to weeks 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to be wild because we have bye weeks. A lot of the studs are on bye weeks. Like Barkley is probably one of the best picks because he has he does not have a bye week. Chase does not have a bye week. CMC doesn't. So, like, as you see, Bijan's got pushed down already because he's got a bye week the first week, and the first week is the hardest advanced week in 2 of 12. Another thing to think about, Rashee Rice, he'll be back for the 1 of 4 and the finals, but you miss him in the hardest advanced week, but the easiest advanced week, you also have him. So, like, question is, where do we take Rashee Rice? I'm kind of curious where he goes. He goes about the same place. I think he should go about a round later, probably round 7, but we'll see where he goes. What's up, Tyler? How we doing? This should be an interesting experiment. CMC goes 1. I will absolutely take Jamar Chase. Yeah, well, one of those 2 weeks is the finals, though, right? And the other one's a 25% week. Like, I don't think I like him until like around 8 or 9 myself, because the hardest advanced week, you don't have him at all, right? Kind of like Bijan and Josh Jacobs both missed this week, but you get them for those. So Mageddon is in the finals. So like Amon Ra, like the Cardinals, all the high, like a bunch of the early picks, like both of the tight ends, both by week 8. You got Bowers and McBride both by week 8. Yeah, his final, right. And yeah, you kind of probably want people around like Washington and the Raiders. Like both of those feel fine, right? And it's pretty. I could definitely see him being a piece you absolutely need. I was not sure how heavy the RBs would go here. What's up, Dak? In a couple of the pods I was in the first quarter, Dak for 88 Lamb actually advanced. I don't know what his advance rate was, but I'm assuming it was reasonably well because I had an above average advance rate in the first quarter, and Dak ended up beating me a couple times. So I'm going to assume that his overall advance rate was pretty high. How high does JCM go now and then close to lock? Right. Yeah. Like I faded JCM the entire time because like it was all noise. Nothing was proven. Right. Like, but it feels like all the buzz was true. Right. Like it's going to be very, very hard to fade that from now on. Uh, it's pretty obvious that everything that was being said was absolutely true. Um, I still think that round 8 was too aggressive for him, no matter what. Like, I will still feel happy that I didn't. Did I mute? I don't know. Let's look. Test, test. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Yeah. Listen to Bestball on Call. Like the stream. I didn't mute. Um, so, okay, good. Yeah, Tyler, that's on you. Um, so Ashton Genty has a bye week 8. Brees Hall, I will smash that if I can get Brees here. I will absolutely do that. We get the championship week Cincinnati and week Dallas and Carolina. That feels really good. Yeah. Okay. I just did the update. So all right. So all of these players have a bye week in the fantasy playoff or in within the window, right? Question is, do I want to pull up one of those players? I think I probably I don't know. I kind of don't mind Nico. I think I'm going to take Nico, although he has a bye week 6 bye. So week 6 bye is the 2 of 5 advance rate. Uh, and the 2 of 5 advance rate, the week 6 guys feels fine. I do not want the anybody in week 5 bye. But the elite quarterbacks for the 1 of 4, I don't mind. So I will accept a week 5 or 6 or 7 bye, but I will not accept a week 5 or 8 bye, most likely. Now, if there's a massive fault, like if Brock Bowers makes it back here, I'll absolutely use Bowers as an advance rate piece, right? So it all kind of matters on where they are and how much further down the board they are. I don't think there's a problem with having an advance rate piece to get to the finals as long as they're multiple rounds discounted. But I definitely want an RB coming back around of some sort, even if I have to be missing a week of the playoffs of the structure. I do think in this tournament, like in the first quarter, I went a lot of 4 RB starts. Like I went a lot of 4 RB by round 9 and then just stopped. In this contest, I think you're going to be forced to have somebody at each position on bye almost. And I think that a 3-5-7-3 is just probably going to be the best, just at a glance, right? So I do really like Hampton for this as well. I think Kansas City's run defense is pretty good. We have been in the past. Hampton didn't really have a lane to run in, so that's just because KC played good defense and Joe Alt is his first game at left tackle in the NFL, and they had a brand new right tackle as well. So, I think that gets better through the first several weeks. Although I do kind of think that they're going to be more of a passing team this year. I've been saying that for a long time. That's why I have a bunch of a bunch of Justin Herbert. That's an attempted toxic sabotage. PC settings being stupid. Yeah, I had to do a Windows update earlier, and we all know how Windows updates go, right? Windows updates always go just as good as you would expect them to. All right, so there is a player here that I would love to get. We are gonna take Tony Pollard. Tajay may be back by now, but I'm fine with Tony Pollard here over Chuba and over Kyron. Um, I will probably take one of these two. Actually, it won't be Connor. We could play the game that RJ Harvey is the lead back by then as well. Um, who all is still available? Yeah, so this is kind of bad overall. I definitely want to make sure to get another RB though. Swift is completely off the table for me. Connor, he has to fall pretty far. Same with Kyron. Like Kyron is at that point that he's fallen really far and could be a really good advance rate piece. But I think I would rather just take the Harvey swing. He did get some usage, some decent usage. His schedule's not great, but he will be alive for all these games. But Dallas in the finals also feels pretty good. Yeah, and as you say, Nico or London earlier by seems good. I don't think the week 5 people are really draftable because you got to, it's a 16% advance rate, like 16.7, and then it's a 40%, and then it's a 25%, and then it's a finals. So the hardest week is easily the last week or the first week. But you also don't really want people that are going to be out in the finals unless you're getting like the question is how much does the advance matter for that, right? Like if McBride or Bowers would have made it all the way down here, even though they were out in the finals, I would have absolutely taken them. And like Kyron at 50 almost feels the same, but I don't think so. What's up, Greg? Thanks for popping in. George Kittle goes at 59. That's interesting. Um, if he is healthy, he's definitely worth that. Tyler Warren at 54. Like they have already shown that he's going to be the focus of their offense. Worthy at 60. I haven't really seen exact news on Worthy yet. Just he might be playing, he might not. They're taking it day by day. They didn't say he's day to day. They said they are taking it day by day. So they're waiting for information to come in, essentially. That's a pretty big difference. Yeah, so this player right here, week 8 bye, and a 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 week 6 bye. So this player can get to the finals, but they will never make money in the finals with this team. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 of your first 6 picks. Like that is also something I would personally be looking out for. Is if you do take an early week 8 bye guy, don't take multiple of them. Like taking many of them will just lower your chance. Like right here, if James Conner makes it back around and I can use him as an advance rate piece, like I might be fine with that. It's going to be pretty hard. And like Travis Hunter here, yeah, I think Jordan Addison down here feels pretty okay, but I think I'll take Connor. just to help me advance through the first 3 weeks. Give me another guy. Like I should have 3 guys available in the finals. Also, I'm only going to do one of these. This is too early. There's still many injuries that are going to happen. I just wanted to do one of these today, kind of talk through it, like some ideas in case people are doing it. Just what I expect. That doesn't make me right, but just kind of what I expect to be good. And I think I want Diggs here. Like, so Addison also has a week 6 bye. I don't want to get 2 of them. I am completely avoiding everything Miami, except HN. But Steph Diggs, like he only had limited snaps, but he got a bunch of targets on those snaps. It looks like they're working him in slowly. And if they're working him in slowly, that means by week 5, he should be at a very pivotal point of this offense. And that would be really good for this contest. I think I'm going to come up with a baseline of what I think are good rules for each lineup and then dive in. Are you going to go ahead and dive in early? Like, I think accepting 1 bye week is fine on all the weeks. Even like Bijan at 7. I'm not going to take Bijan at 7. Probably. I don't know. Maybe. But I would take Bijan before Gibbs. I would rather have the guy with the first week, even harder advance rate, than have the guy who's not going to play in the finals every time. Like, the guy who's not playing in the finals, that just feels bad. Like, much, much worse, right? Like, I don't want to get to the finals and then be missing my best player. Now, if I got that player, like in first quarter, James Conner was going at like pick 50. So, and he's my 4th RB. So he's kind of just an advance rate piece at this point. I don't mind that. A couple early practice, and then, yeah, I'm going to do one today. I might do one tomorrow on stream. I'm not going to go too crazy with it. I might enter them as slows if we have to. If that's even I didn't even look to see if that was an option. Like, if it's starting to fill and I want to max it, I might just enter them as slows near the end because I do think that the injury stuff is a big deal. Matthew Golden's still here. He's got that week 5 bye. Where did Rice go, by the way? Did Rice go already? So Rice goes at 67. That to me is too early for this. I like him in the middle of the 7th or 8th round. I don't know if you can take the 2-week hit. The Washington finals is pretty nice, though. All right, so what do I want here? We could go with Jaylen Warren. I think we're going to have to with the time. And then we'll be done at running back. He gets Cincinnati in one of these weeks. He doesn't play week 5. So that gives me 4 RBs for the finals. One of them has a really tough matchup. The other 3 have decent matchups. And time to hit some wide receiver. Josh Downs feels like a pretty bad pick right now. I don't know. What do we want here? Quentin Johnston. That is high for Quentin Johnston. So we could go. I think I'm just going to take Travis Kelce here. We're going to, because he's going to get those first 2 weeks. Then Rashee Rice will be slow, right? And Casey, like, I was pretty big on a Pacheco pre-draft. The Pacheco stuff looked really, really bad. Like, really, really bad. So hopefully that turns around. If not, it's pretty good for my big board stuff, but it did not look good. And by the way, if you're just popping in, please smash the like. I would appreciate it. I was actually going to take Fields, but somebody pulled Fields all the way up to 79. I missed that. I was kind of looking for Fields at one of these two picks, assuming that he wasn't gone yet. I think it's a good pick. I think it makes sense to have him up there. But I'll just take the late random quarterbacks. I mean, if May made it all the way back, I'd take May. He's not going to. I absolutely need wide receivers, though. And Mooney, if he made it back, like I'd be missing him for the first week. And then I'd be missing Nico for the second week. I don't want Cooper Kupp. I mean, QJ kind of feels like a pretty good pick here. Bateman, like Xavier Legette looked completely miserable in week one, like incredibly miserable. So QJ does go at 110. Golden goes at 103. Golden, like he'll hit that push by rookie bump during this, but you also don't get him for week one. I don't hate the pick. I almost took him here, but I just decided it would be better to get somebody who has no bye. I'll probably be able to stop at 2 tight ends with Kelsey. Also, I was looking through some of the props earlier, and I found a couple of them that I kind of like. So Brees Hall's rushing yards this week is very low. It's like 54.5 or something on underdog. Like against the defense that just let Henry run all over them. The 54.5, I think it's 50. Like I scaled it all the way up to 74 for like a close to a 2x multiplier, which feels pretty good. Okay, so Cedric Tillman is my definite pick here. We're going to look and see what else is here. So we do take Tillman. And I'm probably just going to – man, the quarterbacks are just gone. Does everybody have 2? Like the 3 elites. This guy has an elite and 2 others. One of them, Daniel Jones. And then these 2, all 3 of these have bye week 5, and he's got a bye week 6. I better make sure to snag Stroud for Nico at minimum. Yeah, so the elites, Jalen Hurts doesn't even have a bye week, but this guy went ahead and took 3 quarterbacks early. Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, that works out. So you get Lamar for the finals, but Kyler not for the finals. That feels rough. Yeah, I actually think quarterbacks should be pushed up massively here because of everything after looking at this. So I actually think Fields should maybe go in the 6th round. Fields and Bo Nix both have a little bit of rushing upside and do not have a bye week in that. Same with Baker, same with Mahomes, same with Herbert. So all of those players, Burrow, Jaden Daniels, and Hurts, you don't have to worry about bye weeks. And there are sweet. Yeah, I seen that I got my pop for the money right before I popped on. So we'll go look at all my pods after this. We will. Where is it? All right. Yeah. So we have that set up. Like my first week overall wasn't great. Like I only got 32 eliminators through, but I had like 40 of them done with 24% Rasheed Rice before that news came out. All in the third round. So that felt very, very bad. I had a lot of teams that I went running back, Rasheed Rice, running back, two receivers, then a running back. And all of those teams like just didn't have any firepower at wide receiver. And several of those teams actually had Quinshon Judkins on them as well in the seventh. So, like, and I also had a whole bunch of Darnell Mooney. I had like 12, 13% Mooney. So, like, I expected a low advance rate, but I got 33 of 75. That's not what I wanted, but I'm happy enough with it, with the way the news broke for me after my drafts. Next year, I will probably do a couple of them really early, but I'm not going to do very many early. I'm going to hold off and do a bunch of eliminators late because, like, even if I'm out by like week 6, I still enjoy, like, I'm going to enjoy the contest. All right. So Cam Ward gets those players. Caleb Williams gets Washington the week that Stroud. I mean, we could just go. I mean, Christian Kirk should probably be back by then as well. Um, I'll go ahead and take Caleb Williams here. Actually, we're going to take Cam Ward, and then we'll take Caleb Williams on the wrap. If Caleb Williams is still there. If Williams is not, it's probably a blessing in disguise. And I could just take Rashad Bateman. But Caleb will give me some rushing floor, and he gets Washington and New Orleans. Yeah, the Baltimore game's rough, but that'll give me 3 quarterbacks live for the finals and give me 2 quarterbacks in the bye week, both with good matchups. So we'll go ahead and take him there. Maybe Luther Burden makes it all the way back. That would be fantastic. So we'll look over here. Here are my eliminators right now. Just kind of look through them and see if anybody in the community I'm against. OPP Luke, I'm against him once. We got a disaster draft that made it through. One with Hartman, we advanced. Big Money Russ, how dare them. One with Emo Cowboy making it through. Another one with Hartman making it through. Against King Coakley. King Coakley is part of the Spike Week community. He is one of the main guys there. He did that gigantic stream. And then we got so right now it's only King Coakley. And I have 2 Stevie Bear. Oh, against College Ball Knower right here. CBK against him in a team. So we'll look at this one. I got Fields, Young, Daniel Jones, Barkley, Jacobs, Brees, Tootin, Jalen Wright, Worthy, Ouch, J-Mo, Judy, Diggs, Shaheed, Thielen, Tillman. I don't know how that made it through. Jonnu and Sanders. That's not a good team. I don't know how that made it through. Let's see what CBK has. He also has Fields. Bijan, that's bad because Bijan has a really good matchup. Bucky, Kamara, Aaron Jones, that looks really good. Tyreek, Flowers, Jaden Pittman. His wide receivers look good. He probably has me. All right, so back to that. We'll go back to the draft real quick. So luckily the wide receivers are still out there. I would love to get Luther Burden here, the post-buy rookie bump with the quarterback stack. That would feel pretty nice. What tight ends are left? I mean, that would also feel nice if I could get Chig here. What's the guy on the end have? He already has 2 tight ends. So I'm going to take Burden here. I'm probably too weak at wide receiver for round 1. But we're just hoping. If Chig goes, the other question is like, do I want to pull up like Jalen Coker? Like, is Coker actually going to be healthy or not? Right. All right. So back to this screen, we will go to. I have 21% Ricky Pearsall that advanced, 9% CMC, no Kittle teams, and 6.3% Brock Purdy. A bunch of Garendo. I got some MVS. That's actually kind of promising. Maybe he actually plays a little. I mean, it's MVS, so how promising can it be, right? And then for the first quarters, we will look through those as well. Is there a board? There we go. Here's the board. All right. Need to make sure I'm not wrong over here. What's up, Andre? Thanks for popping in. So in this first quarter, I have Gibbs, Jacobs, Kittle, Rip. What else do I got? So I have just Jachavian Sanders on this one. This is the easy advance round. Travion, Rashee Rice. So I'm probably dead in this pod. Devonta, Mahomes, Coleman, Kirk. Also, like, wow, I advanced a team with Rashee Rice and Christian Kirk and Jalen Coker on it. Had QJ. That team does not look good at all. Oh, it went ahead and moved it to a different screen. So this one, we are 6 picks away, so we will go ahead and stay over here. We'll look. I got 10 of 30 first quarter through, 40% QJ. So did I really win? I haven't looked at what I got to advance, but I will be doing that after this draft. I'll actually, after these next 2 picks, I'll stay over here. And then after these next 2 picks, I'll go ahead and make a big look into it. Like, I guess Darius Slayton's probably a good pick here. Diami Brown maybe. Kyle Williams might not be clickable right now. We'll take Darius Slayton. So we ended up getting a stack with all of our guys. What tight ends are left? I think I want to ride with just Kelsey and Chig here and hope it works out. Demarcus Robinson's probably a decent pick in this contest as well. People probably won't be realizing that he comes off a suspension. And if everybody's going to be hurt, he's probably a really good pick. Because I don't expect, you know what, we're going to go ahead and just pull him up. If nothing else, he should have a role that week. So I didn't pick at, like, I picked, I had 0 Jamar Chase teams in the first quarter because I took Bijan 101. But I only ended up with like 9% Bijan because I didn't pick up top very often. I picked in the middle a lot. 50% advance rate in the first quarter. Like I advanced 11 of 46, and that was with I had 40%. 40% of my teams was Tank Bigsby over ETN, and I completely whiffed there. And I had 33% Jalen Coker, and I still advanced 11 of 46. And I had 17% Rashee Rice because I done in the first section of them, which are these teams. I ended up with 24% Rashee Rice because I did all of them before the news came out. And I was fine hedging it that way because, like, if I lose the first quarter teams, I got better news for the other contest. And I care more about the other bags overall. All right, so Jamar Chase, Nico, Diggs, Tillman, Burden, Slayton, and Douglas. I mean, we could just go with Schultz here, but I think I want to add another wide receiver. Calvin Austin could be good. I think he went already. I don't know who to think here. So I don't want Michael Wilson for sure. Amari Cooper still makes me laugh. I mean, Jalen Royals is getting the run out he could dream of, but he's not healthy either. Yeah, we might get news that Christian Watson's coming back during this as well, because he was targeted in week 5 or week 6, right? I don't think it happens, but that's what they were saying. I mean, some of these RBs down here don't feel that bad either. I could just go with this thin wide receiver group here. I have the 40% advance rate this week. I just don't see anybody like, I mean, I could take Thielen, I guess, against Cleveland that week. Because I want somebody who has a decent matchup week 5 is kind of where I'm at here. And Turpin did go, right? I mean, maybe Jalen Tolbert. I think I go ahead and just take Thielen here. So the team, CJ Stroud, Cam Ward, Caleb Williams, Caleb at 146, and Stroud at, like, I took him early for the stack. Like, so I'll have 2 quarterbacks for every week and then 3 for the last 2 if it advances. Breece Hall, Tony Pollard, RJ Harvey, James Conner for all but the finals, and Jalen Warren for all but the first week. So I have 4 running backs for every week, and I'm missing 1 in the finals and missing 1 in week 5. Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Diggs, Tillman, Luther Burden after the bye. His first week will be week 2 of this contest. Hopefully I can advance. And then Darius Slayton, Demarcus Robinson, and Adam Thielen. I don't know what to think about this team. This board was kind of wild. Like, a lot of it makes sense. trying to figure out what you want to do with the bye weeks is pretty wild. How much do you worry about advancing a team to the finals versus not having a player in the finals? I mean, it's pretty interesting. So we will come over here now. I actually think I have this one up. All right, so this one looks a lot cleaner. Bijan, Hampton, Josh Allen, Kamara, Cortland Sutton, Diggs, Matthew Golden, Keon Coleman, Evan Ingram, Stevenson, Keenan Allen, Dobbs, Michael Penix, Cade Otton, Thornton, Flacco, and Fannin. Why is it? And Ray McLeod. So I got the double stack Joe Flacco. I got Josh Allen with Keon Coleman. Evan Ingram kind of sucks, but I have Harold Fannin and Cade Otton. Ingram may be missing this week. I haven't heard for sure if he will. I like this team quite a bit. Hartman says, most of mine were slows during the 1 o'clock hours, so I think he got autografted more mediocre. Okay, got it. Savion was on the field. Yep. And they did say something about wanting to work players in that weren't on the field in preseason slowly. Addison went at pick. I about took Addison where I took Diggs. He ended up going to pick 90. You still miss him week 6. But week 6 is the easiest advance rate. I was 50-50 between Diggs and Addison. I think Addison should go in round 7. Because that's the easier advance rate week of all of them. So yeah. All right, so I do like that one team. Now on to another one. Share this tab. All right, so Brian Thomas, somehow. Genty, this is going to be a strong team other than Rice. But I have Brian Thomas, Genty, Kay Walker. Like, that's a low-owned combination. I have a really clean out here with Genty or Walker. I guess Walker is here as well. But Genty is my clean out. Another player has Rashee Rice, so that's good. James Conner has a fantastic matchup, and I'm one of only 2 people to have him. Debo, Keon Coleman. I'm the only Keon team. I'm the only Pittman team. Bigsby, Rip. But I feel pretty good. Like Genty, Walker, Connor, and Rodriguez. But then I'm pretty clean all the way through on almost all of my players here. At most in this pod, I match 1 player. And this is a 2 of 5 advance. So Brenton Strange, Adam Thielen, Wandale, Daniel Jones, Russell Wilson, Bryce Young. So I'm just hoping one of those guys do well. All right. Did that change? Okay, so that's good. That changed. Okay, so this pod, Derrick Henry. Hulk smash. Hulk's in here, and Hulk has CMC against all the Derrick Henry. And CMC has an awesome matchup this week. That feels good for him. He also dodged Kittle. 2 teams have Kittle. This feels like a really good team for Hulk here to advance. He's got Javonte Williams down here and Jaden Blue. I'm the only one with James Cook and Jordan Mason of the other Henry. Like all the know that he has James Cook as well. So Derrick Henry, James Cook. We both advance. We both have Drake London as well. Another Debo team. So I got Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, KLS, a Higbee share. He's got a Higbee share. Pat Bryant, the GOAT. So 2 of us have Jaden Blue. This needs to be a Jaden Blue week for Hulk Smash and I, and then we can both advance. I don't mind that pod at all. And here is the last one of the first quarter stuff of the first quarter. This one, I have CMC. There are no Henry teams in this pod. McConkey, 2 McConkey teams. One has Bowers, one has McBride. McBride has an awesome matchup this week. Once again, Rice, Connor, Pacheco. That doesn't feel great. So if I'm McBride and Hawkinson, I should be done at tight end. I am done at tight end. Have Eckler, have Scadaboo, Douglas Pittman. I think I'm fine at wide receiver. Douglas Pittman, Dobbs, Diami, Quentin Johnston. Even with Coker and Rice, like I have 6 very active wide receivers. I have 2 awesome tight ends. I have Drake May, Justin Herbert. Like that feels really good. So I'm probably a little weaker than the other groups, but it doesn't feel bad. Are you more? I'm not really worried about any of it, honestly. Whatever happens, happens. I just want teams that have cleaner outs. Like this team, if CMC is the guy, I get out of this pod. And it doesn't hurt me in the previous pod either. Like, yeah, because 4 of us had Derrick Henry. Yes, 1 person had CMC, but I'm fine with Hulk advancing out of that pod and getting this one through. But like Pacheco was probably very, very rarely advanced. So Pacheco has a good week in like this week or next week. Like he could have a bad week this week too. And CMC and Connor could smash. And I could start 4 receivers and advance through because this is a 40% advanced pod. But getting Pacheco to weeks 3, 4, if he smashes there, like he's going to be low owned because he was so bad last week. If he also has a bad week here and I advance, like it's going to feel very, very good. I just want my Chase Lamar McBride team. That would be fun. So you would think that, and I mean Josh Allen, he probably advanced at a very high rate, but he needs to hit another like he might just run this next week too, but then have a bad week. And even then, like everyone's going to have Josh Allen in the finals. So if Josh, like, I don't know, like I think in this contest you want 3 quarterbacks no matter what. Like is kind of where I'm at. If you win elite, the more I thought about it. So this pod, couple like 3 different Saquon teams, all 3 different round 2 picks. I have Bo Nix and Fields. I feel really good about that. Only 2 teams with Fields. The other one has Jalen Hurts. I do think Jalen Hurts has a good week this week against Kansas City. Mike Evans, Garrett Wilson, J-Mo, Aaron Jones, Keon, Dylan Sampson, Dowdle down here, MVS, Horton, Franklin, Keenan, 3 tight ends. Mason Taylor didn't practice today. This team feels fine. There's no Lamar teams here. This Joe Burrow team, Joe Burrow could have a really big week this week, but this guy doesn't have any stacks. He missed Kittle. He did go 3 tight ends with Kittle, though, although one's likely. So I don't mind that team either. The first couple teams I looked at, I didn't really love. The recent ones feel a little better. This pod, Bijan, Achane, Lamar, Rip, Tet, Flowers, Aaron Jones, Njoku, Shakir, Bateman. Bateman could probably it's like I got the Lamar double here. That feels pretty good because they're probably going to score a lot of points this week. You got Dallas Goedert, Rodriguez, Coker's a miss. He's a miss. Win. So, like, this probably looks like my best team so far. We are on to another, looks like probably a Josh Allen team. Bijan, Josh Allen, James Cook. So we got all of the Buffalo offense. Egbuka, Pollard, Flowers, Olave, Shakir, Njoku, Allen, Kincaid, Thielen, Leggett, Rashad White, Joe Flacco. So I got this I remember this draft. I got smashed at quarterback. My best looking teams are first quarter. I went elite quarterbacks and superhero running back. Yeah, I do think those teams do look the best. Like this team right here looks awesome. Bijan, Cook, Pollard with Josh Allen, and then Egbuka, Flowers, Olave, Shakir, Keenan, Thielen, Horton, Leggett. Horton actually was in the game quite a bit. Yeah, I have Flacco here, like with Justin Njoku, but that's fine. Juwan Johnson and Brashard Smith. Brashard Smith might see a pretty good role this week. Like I do think that 4 Allen and 1 Lamar, that's nice. I haven't looked at my total yet. We'll do that in a minute. Another Bijan team. Bijan, McBride, Kyron, Ricky P, Garrett Wilson, Tracy, Olave, Kyler and Murray. Kyler, I think, has one of the best single matchups this week. Like, he plays against the Panthers. So I feel very, like, in my dailies right now, I'm smashing McBride. And I'm getting a lot of Kyler because of that. Mooney might be back this week. That would feel awesome. We got Hollywood. That could be awesome as well. Braylon, Kincaid, Horton, Blue. DeAndre Hopkins, one of my only shares of Hopkins. And this is one I took Spencer Rattler because nobody else was doing it. And I do have a stack. I just think that if you get a Rattler team to the finals, it's going to be unique. So Falcor 23 is in this pod with me. This is a CD, Bucky Irving, McBride. I have a lot of McBride, it looks like. JSN, Pollard, Harvey, Diggs, Coleman, May, Allen. An Ollie Gordon team snuck through. Another Jalen Coker share. We got Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold, Drake May. This team's built very well. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he's a really, really low-owned – because even after he was announced as starter, nobody was taking him at all in the first quarter contest. So I started taking him whenever I had what I felt like it was a free pick at the end of drafts if I had a Saint. Just because, like, if it happens to be him in the finals that puts up a 30-point week, like, how many people are – like, it'll probably be less than 10 teams for Spencer Rattler at a 374, right? Because he's probably going to be hard to advance as well. All right, so this team – so I've got 2 Derrick Henry teams through. Both of them have multiple Derrick Henry teams in the pod. That's kind of hilarious. So Derrick Henry, Puka. I'm the only Derrick Henry Puka team. Hampton, Travion. So he's got double elite. That's awesome. Yeah, I think Rattler's a smart play in this, just for low-owned odds for the finals. Hopefully Worthy can play. We got Debo, Warren, Cup, another Bigsby team. Njoku, 3 quarterbacks, Williams, Herbert, and Geno. That feels good. Thornton feels good. Slayton feels fine. Ray doesn't feel great, but we have those two down there. All right, so we'll go back to this. Go here, look at the exposures. So my exposures are Keon 45, Keenan 45, Bijan 36, Rip Jalen Coker, Quentin Johnston 36, McBride way up there. I'm relying on McBride a lot this week. Horton, Braylon Allen doesn't feel bad. I do think Brees is the play though. Debo feels really, really good. Ray doesn't feel great. That feels good. That feels really bad. That feels really bad. So I have 3 really bad picks up here in Coker, Bigsby, and Rodriguez. MVS is a low-owned piece that could be pretty pivotal, like with the Mac Jones starting. And I'm assuming if Mac Jones is starting, they're going to be less likely to rush out Juwan Jennings, but I could be wrong. Got a lot of Rashee Rice because I did a bunch of those in the first quarter before the news came out. Hampton, Rashard Smith, James Cook. So it looks like I only have the one Rattler team. Yeah, I only have the one Rattler team. I have 2 Fields teams. Anybody down here that scares me? I got 1 Saquon team. That feels fine. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah. CMC is my 101 right now for this week. I have CMC. I'll just bring him up. I made my own rankings today or yesterday. I put Jamar Chase 1 just so I could get some, but I'm not Derrick Henry. Like, I want Jamar Chase and CMC over Derrick Henry this week for sure. Like, if I have to fade it, I have to fade it. And I like CD over Saquon. And if you look at tight end, Trey McBride, let's expand. So if you can't see here, but Trey McBride's projected for like 15 fantasy points, and Kelsey's projected for 10. Like, there's a 5-point projection gap between McBride and Kelsey. Like, I'm actually more likely to just take McBride at 3, but I don't. So because you can get him you can get him in the second. It's not like a lot of people are wise about this, but I think McBride has an argument to be the 101 this week. I'm not going to do that because I do want some Chase against Jacksonville. I do want some CMC with as many touches as he's going to get. And the CD Lamb comeback feels very alive. Yeah, and the Browns defense bottles up Henry in the game I watched last year. Yep, absolutely. Like, I don't want anything to do with, like, I'm happy to lose to Derrick Henry. Like, if Derrick Henry smashes me and that's how I lose, I'm happy with my process. Adjust your rankings later when McBride starts to go in the first round. No, I'm just going to take him. Like, so just because I have him rated there doesn't mean I take him there every time. But I take him at 4. Like, if I'm at 4 and those 4 guys go, I take him. If CD's there, I don't take him. Like, we can look at the ones that I've completed. Like, I've got 40% McBride. That feels about right. I want to be 40 to 50% McBride. I got 30% McCaffrey, and I have 30% Chase. That's kind of what I want my first round to look like. It's just a bunch of those guys. I'm perfectly happy if I just get those guys. I think a lot of the other players in the first round have chances to bust. KC did everything they possibly could to bottle up Saquon Barkley in the Super Bowl. They devoted everything to him. And Saquon if I remember right, he didn't do anything, but Jalen Hurts absolutely torched us. Let's look together. So, I mean, I guess he did something. He had 15 points. He had 97 yards, but he had 6 receptions, is why. Because he had 6 receptions, which is rare for him. And so I'm actually pretty low on CMC this week myself. Or not CMC, Saquon Barkley. And KC last year was pretty bad against tight ends. So I've been mixing in some I only rated the one tight end because I think only one tight end on this slate separates from the rest of them. I've taken a share of Kelsey because he was there in the 5th round. But I think that like Goddard, Strange, Fannin, Andrews, Warren, like Warren against Denver is a pretty bad matchup. So like I don't mind Ferguson down here. Like I think the scrolls are kind of the way to go instead of just going Laporta, Kelsey, and Warren. If I remember right, the projections were only like 1.5 to 2 points off. So I want Trey McBride. I want Trey McBride to be my I'm gonna die this week by Trey McBride. Live or die this week by Trey McBride. I'm okay with it. Where is it? Completed. There we go. So yeah. James Conner is another pick. So when I don't get McBride, okay, so those exposures weren't correct. This feels right. When I don't get McBride, I force James Conner. And every once in a while, I will double stack McBride with Harrison. I'm very much into that game. And because I'm into that game, I have a bunch of Tet McMillan as a bringback, who I think also has a good matchup versus Arizona. Yeah. I have hedged a little bit. Like I'm hedging McBride a little bit more with Connor, but I have done a single team with Harrison. I've done a couple double stack Kyler teams. I've only done 12 teams. I'm going to max the hurry up. I'll probably do I've done some over here on drafters as well. Drafters is pretty wild because it's full point PPR, and they let you get this start for free. They let you get CMC, like it's 5-man drafts over here. But at pick 2, you can pretty freely get CMC, McBride, Achane, and full PPR. And then sometimes Lamar falls back to you. But the for full PPR, I really, really like. I have 3 different versions of the CMC McBride Achane start with things after it being different. I'm gonna not take it every single time that it's offered to me, but I do think that there's a good chance that on drafter CMC McBride Achane feels like a really good starting point. Yeah, here we go. Hour in, hit the like, please. Thanks, Bestball Long Call. That's my strategy right now over on drafters is to basically go McBride plus Achane when possible. Another one of these teams was I don't like how if you go to the draft board it screws up like that. But like this, oh yeah, here's another one: Lamar, McCaffrey, Achane, and then it was T. Higgins, Drake. Like both of them have Drake London, but this one I went T. Higgins, Flowers, and Kyron, and then this other one, it's Tet McMillan with Devonta Smith and Breece Hall. So it's a little a lot of the same pieces. And on drafters, if Drake London doesn't play, you can hit the swap, and anybody who wasn't drafted in your pod, you can swap to. So I can always just go swap to Marvin Harrison. Or like you can literally take McBride. Like I don't like this, but you can take McBride in every one and then swap him out, and then nobody in your pod had McBride. Which is pretty wild. Like if at the last second you want to just swap out McBride for somebody, well, if somebody else sees that you've done that, they can go change it. But if you do it 5 minutes, like 3 minutes before lock, and nobody notices, like nobody got McBride in that pod. I mean, you still wasted the pick on them and switched later, but like instead of having the Q tag swaps, that's how they handle it. You have to go do it. So I haven't heard on London if he is healthy. Okay, so he was limited, which means he will probably play this week. But anyway, I'm going to head out. I'll be back on tomorrow. I will probably just do some daily stuff tomorrow. Probably I might do another second quarter if everybody wants it. If not, before I leave, I will shout out the survey. We will end the poll. So who do you start this week? Strange versus Cincinnati, 46%. Kelsey versus Philadelphia, 23. Goddard, 15. Henry, 15. I do lean Strange. My number 2 is Goddard. My number 3 is Kelsey. And then Henry is probably my number 4 of that group. I do think they're all usable plays, though. They're perfectly fine. People, if you're going to do volume, people you want to mix in. But anyway, thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Peace. Hold on. Do you how the swap will work in this case? My tight end is Goddard. He's ruled out before morning games. Do I get a swap? Are you talking drafters or underdog? I honestly don't know exactly how the underdog swaps work. So I didn't type underdog. I just typed in under. We'll let AI figure it out. Underdog Fantasy, a swap happens when a player you drafted is ruled inactive before their games start, triggering an automatic replacement with a higher projected player. This swap is automatic and happens without needing to manually adjust your lineup. The replacement is either the highest projected undrafted player at the position, or if you've set custom ranks, the player at the top of your personalized list. If multiple swaps are needed, they occur in reverse draft order. So if you and another player have a swap and you were in the 5 hole and they were in the 3 hole, your swap happens first. And while we're here on drafters, if you go to rankings and you want to auto draft on drafters, why is it not? Oh, well, so we'll just show you. Like, I'm not going to do that, like save this, but you can put these players in and then you can click if you want them for just RB slot. If you're happy for them with flex, if you don't care where they go. So like if you want to only build running back groups, you can go click all your receivers to just wide receivers. And if you auto draft, you will flex RB every single time. If you want to do that, you can do the same with tight end. If you want to flex tight end over and over again, hell yeah. Let's go super flex there. Let's go Annie, and then we'll go only RB slots, and then we'll have 2 RBs, and it guarantees you flex the tight end, stuff like that. Like, that's pretty neat for auto drafting. That's something that's pretty cool. I wonder if Underdog will implement that eventually. But anyway, I am going to head out. have somewhere to go tonight. See everybody later. Peace.